Mike working.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. We are live on the zone for a big night of world-class professional boxing. We're set for our first bout. Making his way to the ring at this time, Naheem, the Dream Parker.
And we welcome you into our Before the Bell broadcast. Justin Shackle, Tito Mercado with you as we get going here from Philadelphia. And the first ring walk of the night to start off the second leg of Matchroom's coast-to-coast doubleheader. It's 31-year-old Naheem Parker. He's 5-3 with 2 knockouts, and this is the second time we are seeing Parker on Before the Bell this year. It's his second time fighting on a Boots undercard. He lost to the young, impressive 21-year-old Francisco Rodriguez over at Boardwalk Hall and at AC back in April when his corner stopped the fight after the third round. Then he suffered a second-round KO at the hands of Derek Davis, the younger brother of Keyshawn, back on June 7th in Norfolk. And tonight he opens up Before the Bell against Justin Palmeri, another Philly area local who is in his third straight unbeaten opponent for Naheem Parker as he enters the ring in the blue trunks.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the young, undefeated Paisan from South Philly, Justin Punizione Palmeri.
I like that from David Diamante, the Paisan. Justin Palmeri, 5-0, South Jersey native, wearing the Jason mask. Halloween season, of course. He's making a dream come true with this ring walk as well, because it wasn't too long ago he'd drive down I-95 past this arena, tell his brother, hey, I'm going to be boxing in this building. I'm going to bring boxing back to this building. Well, it's almost 17 months ago when Boots Ennis headlined the first boxing show in this arena. And Palmeri said he's thankful to Jaron Ennis for opening that door for him and other Philly area fighters, but there is no time to get caught up in the moment, as he's about to go for his third straight stoppage to try and ace his first 6-round test. This is some ring walk, Tito. What do you think?
No, I like it, man. Look, I'm a big fan of Halloween, and one of my favorite movies is Michael Myers on Halloween. So to me, it excites me, man. But he said he wants to bring back boxing to Philly. He's most definitely doing that, man. Or he might scare all the fans out, right? With that costume.
You're right, Michael Myers. I said Jason. That's a scary movie faux pas on my end. But we are getting ready to go here. 6 rounds at 135 pounds.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to the home of the Flyers, the Sixers, and tonight, the home of world-class professional boxing, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Bet Online, Drip, Event 365, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Re-Op Season, and Everlast. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the auspices of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. The commissioner is Ed Kumko. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Glenn Feldman, Eric Marlinsky, and Robin Taylor. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Dave Braslow. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears blue and gold. He's scaled 141 1/2 pounds. He fights out of Camden, New Jersey. He trains right here in Philadelphia. Please welcome Naheem, the Dream Parker. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears navy blue with white trim. He's scaled at already 136 1/2 pounds. Professional record, perfect. 5-0, 3 knockouts, fighting out of South Philly. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Punizione Palmeri.
All right, gentlemen, given the rules in the dressing room, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. These chunks are good. Anything below here will be considered low. These are a little high. Anything below the letters will be considered low. Touch them up. Good luck.
Some bad blood right there.
Yeah, these two know one another, like obviously from the area. Naheem Parker from nearby Camden trains here in Philly. Same story for Justin Palmeri from Maple Shade, New Jersey. About a 20-minute ride over the Ben Franklin Bridge. And Palmeri said he'd keep it cordial all fight week, but it was down to business as we get going here on Before the Bell, all leading into Boots Ennis versus Uisma Lima later tonight. Main card beginning at 8 Eastern on DAZN. And Justin Shackle, Tito Mercado with you. Thanks for joining us, sticking with us, bearing with our technical issues at the start, but we're ready to go here. Parker in the blue trunks, Palmeri in the black with the white trim.
These guys are wasting no time to land some big shots. I'll tell you that right now.
Palmeri earned a first-round TKO in August over John Medina. That was at the Hard Rock in AC. Fought in Philly before, over at the 2300 Arena. That was where the weigh-in show, the Fight Week press conference took place. But here he is in the city's biggest arena, trying to ace his first 6-round test.
Stop.
Yeah, You're right about the 6th round. Actually, this is his first 6th round. I think he's done like maybe five 4-round fights. So curious to see how he's going to pace himself here.
Parker 5-3, 2 knockouts. He's 31 years of age. He stays in front of his opponent, but one thing we noticed against Rodriguez on the Ennis Stanionis undercard, he seemed a little hesitant at first. Didn't follow up the jab with too many punches. Sort of allowed Rodriguez to dictate the pace and eventually broke Parker down.
Yeah, right now, what I think the main thing Palmieri's missing is he's missing his jab, man. He's just trying to come in there and just wait for Parker to throw a shot first or just try to land a big shot. So he needs to work in there with his jab.
Good body work as Parker is caught in the pocket by Palmeri, who's holding on, and Parker made him pay. Ooh. Some good right hands to the body from Naheem Parker.
I'll tell you right now, I don't know if this fight's going to go 6 rounds.
You can tell Parker came in with a plan here for round 1.
No, he definitely did, man. And I'm wondering when Palmeri's going to do some adjustments. You know, I also know that he likes to switch, so I wonder if the next round's going to try to switch to kind of confuse Parker a little bit. See, there's no jab coming in from Palmeri, which is letting Parker go in there and just kind of land whatever he wants to land.
You wonder, the corner for Naheem Parker's extremely aggressive here in the first round. Maybe they sense that Palmeri hasn't unleashed the jab just yet. This is a good time for Parker to take advantage and bank a round. And I would say he did there, Tito.
No, he definitely pulled out that round right there. Palmeri just a little too hesitant to let his shots go.
The 31-year-old out of Camden. Been a pro for over 5.5 years. And he is going for his first win since December of 2022 when he beat Devontae Stevenson. He has not shied away despite being unable to break through recently. This is, again, is his 3rd straight unbeaten opponent in Justin Palmeri. Parker began his career 5-0 before suffering his first pro loss a little over 2 years ago. First 4 fights of his pro career also came in Philly at 2300 Arena. It's almost a rite of passage. You can't reach Philly boxing prominence without stepping foot in 2300 Arena.
Looks like Palmeri's trying to throw the jab a little bit more, which I like from him.
There it is right there, trying to follow up. Punching with each other. Good exchanges there. And again, Palmeri a little more active with the jab here in the first half of round 2.
A little more active, and I need to see him use his footwork a little bit more. Just take a little step back. He's just standing there when Parker's letting his hands go. That's what's making him get caught right now. Palmeri definitely has the experience to make some adjustments, man. You know, I seen an interview with him. He said he spars the likes of, Andy Cruz, Stephen Fulton, and Raymond Ford, guys that he said he learned a lot from. So I definitely want to see what he learned from those guys and apply it right now in the fight night.
Yeah, Palmeri talked about those sessions with those 3 gentlemen, and he called the experience such a blessing to his career because he said if I'm not the dumbest person in the room or the smallest fish in the pond, then I'm in the wrong place. I love that quote. He wants the great sparring experiences in order to grow.
There you go.
And now he has Parker along the ropes. He slowed Parker down just a bit here in the second round.
When Parker's moving around like that, moving his head, Palmeri needs to go for that body. That's one thing that won't move. Kind of slow him down a little bit, get him off his rhythm.
Left hand out of the clinch by Naheem Parker, going downstairs with that left hand again.
That one look a little low to me.
Oh, coming over with the big right hand, and it landed on Palmeri.
Yeah, Palmeri needs to have his hands up, man. That's the main thing I think that's killing him right now. We need that jab. But Parker's right now doing a good job of disrupting Palmeri right now, just making him kind of stand there, hesitate.
And we're getting great sound from Naheem Parker's corner here. They said they didn't like that jab from Naheem a couple moments ago. A little double jab there. Why might they have not liked it?
It's probably just a lazy jab. That's probably just enough for Palmeri to go there and hit him with a counter. You know, jabs, you can use them for all types of ways, man. You can either use it for, range finder or to pop a opponent's head back. You probably kind of have to do it somewhere in the middle.
You know what? This is a good adjustment in the second half of this round by Naheem Parker.
Yeah, because he was losing, I think, the beginning of the half of the first fight. This round.
Naheem Parker trying to exit this building with a victory, looking to avoid a fourth straight defeat. A couple of good exchanges in round two. A close round to score between Parker and Palmeri.
Who would you edge that to? I don't know. That's kind of rough, right? I mean, like they what's that quote? This thing, they only remember what they last see. So I don't know. The judges might give it to Parker just for closing out strong, I believe.
A good recovery from Parker in the second half of round two. You could tell Parker in his corner came in with a specific strategy against Justin Palmeri, and they are trying to capitalize early on in these first few rounds. You got a little bit more time to make an impression on the judges with 6 rounds than you do 4. Still, it's limited time here.
Yeah, it's only 6 rounds. Palmeri definitely has to step on the gas now and make some huge adjustments.
Here we go with round number 3. Do those short round fights early in your career, does it feel more like the pace of the amateurs? Maybe not the style within the rounds, but because you have to make that impression in such a short window?
I would say so, especially, at least for me, I would go in there with guys, obviously, the beginning of your career, you fight guys that, you're just trying to get rounds with, and I'm the type of person that if I feel like they don't belong in there, I want to get them out of there, and, sometimes 4 rounds might not be enough, so it definitely adds a little pressure, though, because you got some guys like Parker right here who tries to do some flurries on you and steal the rounds before you even have time to even, come back. So, these 4 6-round fights are definitely, I believe, the hardest in a professional career.
Palmeri still staying active with the jab, but Parker is doing a good job countering.
Yeah, he's digging that body. I think that's what Palmeri's lacking right now. He needs to hit that body. He needs to slow Parker down.
Close range left hook by Palmeri, but Parker continues to throw some hands downstairs on Justin Palmeri. Good slip from that right hand by Naheem Parker.
Yeah, I just think it's too much head hunting from Palmeri right now. I think he'd find a lot more success if he digs to that body first and then go upstairs. Parker's definitely picking off his shots really well. Yeah, see, Palmeri looks like he lost steam already. I think those body shots took a big toll on him.
The question now for Parker is he lands a quality left hook. Good 2-punch combo by Naheem Parker. Fighting on the back foot and excelling. Another left hand finds a home on Justin Palmeri. Yeah, Naheem Parker looking comfortable as the seconds tick by here.
Yeah, he's in his zone.
Oh!
That's the worst place you want to be as a fighter, man. Having another fighter in his rhythm, man, that's the hardest place to be because now you got to go over there and get them cold, like they say.
It is visible on which fighter is working with the momentum here in round 3.
Yeah, Palmeri got to be careful with these big shots now. I think it's getting to the extent where it's already being too much now.
Good head movement again, having an answer for whatever Palmeri is throwing so far over the first half of this 6-rounder.
Yeah, it just seems like whatever Parker's throwing, man, he's just landing at will.
Good counter again, a left hand, and again on the move is Naheem Parker. Stick and move. It's a a quality round from Naheem Parker.
Yeah, he's definitely back. I feel like he's bagging these rounds in. It's getting to the point, man. It's getting a little too close where Palmeri might have to look for a knockout.
Naheem Parker, 31 years of age. He's tasted defeat in 3 straight fights. Hasn't shied away from tough competition when it's called again. This is his 3rd straight unbeaten opponent in Justin Palmieri. And it just feels like Parker and his corner had a great game plan to open up this fight against Palmieri.
They definitely did their homework on Palmeri for sure.
Now the question is, can it stretch out through the length of this scheduled 6-rounder?
That was a good jab. See, that's what we needed from Palmeri from the beginning. But after that jab, I feel like he needs to clear it and then step back. Because Parker's going to be coming back with some bombs.
You wonder at what point, as Palmieri lands a good left hand to the body, if he's going to go for broke here, like you mentioned, is it going to take a home run to try and pick off Parker at this moment?
Which means he's got to take some risks.
Will Parker be able to adjust and be ready for those risks?
Yep. See, just Parker he just doing them.
Oh, big right uppercut landed on the counter by Naheem Parker.
Parker came prepared for sure. He didn't come to play around.
Hungry as ever for victory. Trying to avoid a 4th straight defeat. Camden's Naheem Parker. Again, overcoming a fast start to this round by Justin Palmieri and dictating the pace of this match.
No, he definitely is, man. Palmieri's he's not cutting off the ring. Too much head hunting. And honestly, man, Parker's just taking advantage of all that.
Another left counter landing on Palmieri.
Goodness.
A right hand. Palmieri shakes it off.
What do you think about that shake off?
That means you felt it, right?
That's what they say.
Is it true? Is that true?
I agree with it. I agree with it. There's times where, I may be like, you know what? When you got a corner like Parker, yelling so much, sometimes you kind of just want him to shut up a little bit. And you really don't feel it. But in most instances, you do feel it.
I tell you what, though, Parker's staying busy, his corner's staying busy. Maybe that's the recipe.
Yeah. That's good body work. That's what he needed to do from the beginning of the fight. That's where he needs Parker. He needs Parker to stay right there with him.
Parker welcoming the shots, moving the head, and again, moving this fight back to the middle of the ring.
That's a good counter. I just don't feel like there's no steam in Palmieri shots anymore. I'm going to be honest with you.
The early body work did a number, perhaps. Took some steam out of those fists of Justin Palmieri. Right hand landing again as that head of Justin Palmieri is on a straight line for Naheem Parker.
Man, he's digging that body, man. He's swinging for the fences.
Yeah, some wide punches from Naheem. Doesn't want to get carried away, and again, get away from the body work.
Honestly, man, the main difference I see in this between these two guys here is I just feel like Parker really wants to win.
You can make the case that Parker is working on a clean sweep. Maybe, perhaps. Palmieri took that 2nd round, but if judges were scoring this a shutout so far for Naheem Parker, it would be tough to argue.
Yeah, for sure.
This is round 5 of 6. Now it's about coming down the stretch and finishing strong for Naheem Parker.
Oh, yeah, he's finishing strong, man.
Looking to hand Justin Palmeri his first pro defeat. Headwork still there. Body movement still there for Parker. Not slowing down.
Yeah, it looks like Parker's energy still hasn't slowed down yet. If I was Parker, though, man, I wouldn't even. There's no even point of staying right there, especially if you're winning rounds like that. There's no point of standing inside like that. You should just stay boxing like the way it was, moving around, and just having Palmeri just stay stationary every time he just had him in certain positions. Oh.
Some blood on the face of Justin Palmeri. Three-punch combo working well for Naheem Parker. Finished with a right uppercut moments ago. Covering up smartly. And then, again, scraping up Palmeri with those uppercuts.
He's working.
That right eye for Palmeri swelling up.
I wonder where that blood came from.
It doesn't look like it was coming from the nose, right?
Yeah, I can't tell. And I don't see a cut, at least not big enough visually so I could see that. Yeah, he's just. I think Parker's gonna try to go for the knockout. To be honest with you.
Wouldn't be shocked if it comes on a counter uppercut.
Yeah.
They've been there the entire fight. Great work to the body for Naheem Parker. And when he's come upstairs, it's been with that counter right hand or some sneaky, good-looking uppercuts on Palmeri. The mark of a fighter in complete control of the fight, right?
Yeah, Parker's corner and Parker, they just in sync right now. He's just in his rhythm, man. He's just comfortable and confident. That's dangerous. Okay.
Time called?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's from that blood. Now I'm trying to figure out what it is.
You're going to take a look at that right eye for Justin Palmeri. Doctor going to look at it. Here's a good look at it. Yeah, that blood's not coming from the nose.
Yeah, if I was Palmeri's corner, man, I'll tell him just to stay on the outside, use his jab. There's no point of taking more damage, to be honest with you.
I know Naheem Parker's corner is literally right next to us, but we really have not heard too much from the corner of Palmeri. We usually can hear both corners.
Right.
One more round to go. And you can sense Naheem Parker's corner is tasting that victory.
Hey!
You know, what could be going through a fighter who, again, comes in at 5-3, hasn't won a fight since December of 2022's lost 3 in a row, who's been there with tough guys, and he's 3 minutes away from likely getting his hand raised.
This is the 6th.
And like you said, he was 5-3, man. So he came in here having nothing to lose. And honestly, so far, he's putting on a great performance, honestly. Both these guys.
Two Philly area fighters on the Jersey side, duking it out to start before the bell to begin our night, leading up to Ennis and Lima later tonight on DAZN. Justin Palmeri in the black trunks. Naheem Parker has been in complete control. He is in the blue and gold trunks. Naheem Parker looks like he's caught a second win here in round 6. his conditioning was superb throughout this fight.
Yeah, he's feeling himself. He's doing a lot of crazy moves in there. I think he was watching a lot of boots for this fight.
Left hand from Palmeri.
I'm not sensing the urgency too much from Palmeri, though, to be honest with you. Especially, I mean, I'm sure his corner's telling him he's down on the rounds.
What makes it interesting is that they are two area fighters. They know one another. You've had to see your opponent in lifetime at some point, sharing the gyms with one another. And it looks like that Naheem Parker is a completely unfamiliar foe to Justin Palmeri.
I'm sure they probably sparred before this. I mean, like you said, being from the area, everybody kind of works with each other, so.
That's kind of what makes this surprising. But you credit to Naheem Parker here, coming in and coming to win tonight.
Yeah, he's just picking up shots off too nice. Parker's team very vocal.
Parker obeying his corner. The body work, a highlight of this fight by Naheem Parker. Then he works it upstairs with a two-punch combo. Some buzz phrases from his corner. Grow man.
He said throw some big boy shots.
Yeah, time to eat. We've heard them all. He's emptying the bag. I love it. Final 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, Parker just honestly, he just did what he wanted in here today. I'm not sure if Palmeri's team just came in with the wrong game plan, underestimated him, or just honestly, maybe just had a bad night. But right now, man, it's Parker's night tonight. I don't know about you, but I think I probably saw a clean sweep for Parker.
I think he pitched a shutout. And how sweet a victory would be for Naheem Parker.
Yeah.
He and his camp looked like they studied well and aced this test inside Xfinity Mobile Arena. See Parker in his corner. They have a lot to be happy about.
Oh, for sure, man. And then obviously they're taking out their first undefeated fighter, right? I'm sure there's going to be many more opportunities now for Parker in the upcoming future.
There has to be no better feeling than when you cross every T and dot every I like the way Parker did. And credit the corner as well.
No, for sure. It looked like everything Parker's team wanted him to do, he did it. You can't be mad at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to the judges' score totals. All 3 judges scored this bout identically, 60-54 for your winner by unanimous decision, Naheem the Dream Parker.
For the first time since December of 2022, Naheem Parker gets his hand raised and well-deserved. Now 6-3. And it was a clean sweep. Every judge scoring the same, 60-54.
That's the way I saw it too. I think we could both agree. Maybe the second round. I know Palmeri started off good in the second half, the first half of the second round, but I just feel like Parker just finished off too strong.
Ironed out all the details. You know they scouted Palmeri well.
Oh, for sure. For sure they did.
So Parker starts us off by pitching a shutout against Justin Palmeri, and he'll take that victory back to Camden as he improves to 6-3. Just getting started here on Before the Bell. Justin Shackle, Tito Mercado with you. Here's a look at what is in store on Before the Bell before the main card gets going at 8 p.m. Eastern on DAZN. Coming up next, it's going to be the hard-hitting Harley Mederos back in action against Houston's Hylon Williams Jr., a decorated journeyman. And I don't think that's an oxymoron there. A decorated amateur in Hylon Williams had a very nice start to his pro career, has been inactive a little bit. This is going to be a good test for Harley Mederos. Then we're going to see the U.S. debut of Giorgio Visioli making his way across the Atlantic and fighting against James Wilkins. So Giorgio Visioli, one of the top British prospects in the UK, coming up into the U.S. And then it will be Zaquin Moses, the pride of Newark, going up against Antonio Dunton-El Jr. Let's get ready for our next fight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the action continues with the 6-round super lightweight attraction. Now making his way to the ring from H-Town, Hylon Williams Jr.
Well, part of the essence of boxing is making the necessary adjustments to win. And when a fighter has a late replacement opponent during fight week, it can be a detriment. The stronger fighter is going to find a way to adjust and overcome anything different a replacement opponent may present. And for Harley Mederos, Hylon Williams Jr. is that replacement opponent. The 35-year-old out of Houston called upon this week to step in. He's 16-6-1 over a 17-year pro career that has seen early success, lengthy layoffs, battles with multiple world champions that have taken place across 4 different weight classes. But it's also been some time since Williams has had his hand raised. Tonight, he is going for his first win since October of 2012.
2012?
And now set to make his way to the ring from Brooklyn, New York, the undefeated Harley Dennis, the Menace Mederos.
There he is, back in action, 25-year-old Harley Mederos. He's built up a motor like no other, now 8-0 with 7 KOs, including 3 in the first round. And the Brooklyn native is back in the ring after scoring one of the more impressive stoppages that we saw in the first quarter of 2025. He laid out Arturo de Isla at the Cosmopolitan back in January on the Pacheco-Steven Nelson undercard. Tito, you were on that card as well. And Mederos did it with that signature overhand right and left hook, 2 punches that have carried him in the early part of his career. But as he accrues more rounds, he is out to prove he can win in other ways, and he may have to against the veteran Hylon Williams Jr.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, live on DAZN. We're set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. Your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Dewey LaRosa, Kevin Morgan, and Steve Weisfeld. And at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, referee Eric Dolly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears black with white and red trim. He scaled 138.5 pounds. His professional record, 16 victories, 6 defeats, 1 draw, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Houston, Texas. Please welcome Hylon Williams Jr. Williams Jr. And and his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black, red, and green trunks and scaled at already 141 1/2 pounds. Professional record, absolutely perfect. 8 fights, 8 victories, 7 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of the beautiful borough of Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome Harley Dennis, the Menace Mederos. Mederos.
Okay, gentlemen, you already know the rules. Let me remind you to keep it clean, protect yourself at all times, and obey my commands at all times. Listen, guys, listen. Hold on. Anything below here is a foul, and anything below here is a foul. Good luck.
Eric Dolly going through the particulars as we get ready to go for our second bout here on Before the Bell. Mederos and Hylon Williams Jr. Harley Mederos, a power starter. He's come out like a bull out of a gate in his recent fights.
Looks like Harley came out with the Freddy Krueger colors. Trying to bring some nightmares to Williams, I'm assuming.
A lot of trick-or-treat theming going on for our first 2 fights here.
Right? I'm mad mine never really felt around that time. I wanted to do something too.
Mederos of Cuban and Puerto Rican heritage. Trying to improve to 9-0 here as a pro. And those are the shots that we've been waiting for. 40 seconds in, because we know they're coming. And he punches with authority, and Hylon Williams Jr. taking a knee here in the opening minute. It could happen that quickly. 3 first-round knockouts for Harley Mederos.
Yeah, Williams needs to stay away from the inside right now, especially, when there's a power puncher like that, you kind of got to get him a little tired before you start coming in there right there, and you got to just slow him down. Mederos going for that knockout.
Mederos pressing here in the first round. It's that left hand, and down goes Williams again, taking another knee to the mat. Williams might not be long for this one. A thud coming from that right hand by Harley Mederos. Loves that overhand right. And follows it with the left. It's the 3rd knockdown in the opening round.
I think they're going to have to stop this one already, man. I thought Williams was going to come in here and bring a little better fight on. Especially fighting guys like Gamboa and Rantis Barthelemy. Harley's making easy work of it right now.
Mederos has over a minute to play with. That right hand, left hand doing some work.
They're going to stop the fight.
Nothing being thrown from Hylon Williams Jr. here. Three knockdowns in round number 1 over the first 2 minutes for Harley Mederos. And he is going for it. He needs to
throw a shot back, or they're going to stop this fight.
Going for the stoppage. Eric Dolly telling Williams to move those hands.
I don't know, every time, I don't know if it's just me, but every time Harley lands a shot, it looks like Williams wants to take another knee.
I don't think Williams has thrown a punch.
Oh, yeah.
There's a left hand, backs up Williams. Somehow, Hylon Williams makes it out of round 1.
That's a good round by Harley.
You see the pure power, and that's going to do it. Corner's waving it off. Well, Harley Mederos makes his return, but you wonder, there might be a sense of frustration from the 25-year-old. He had to work through an injury to get back into the ring before 2025 closed out. And yes, this was a late replacement, but you probably get the sense that Mederos wanted harder work here.
No, for sure, man. You know, he's early in his career and he wants to get some rounds in, you know, just like any fighter. Obviously, we still want the knockout, but, you know, especially for being inactive for so long, you want to be able to just get inside the ring and enjoy it sometimes.
Well, Mederos is going to move to 9-0 and pick up technically another first-round stoppage with the corner retirement.
Yeah.
So it'll be now 9-0 for Mederos with 8 KOs.
Definitely good seeing Harley's progress, though. Actually, you know, familiar with him. I actually fought him in the Olympic trials, you know, back in 2019. I eliminated him, but, you know, definitely a good fighter. And hopefully, you know, maybe one down the line, we're able to get a fight down the line. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, right now competing at 135 pounds. You see the physique. He fills out nicely. Coached by Lenny Wilson. Same trainer for the 140-pounder champion in Richardson Hitchens, Tito Mercado's best friend.
Yeah, I know. I seen him the other day, too, at the Underground over there at the show with Turkey. And he kept just looking back at me, man. I was like, you know what? I ain't even going to pursue him, man. Last thing I need is for him to put a restraining order on me, and I really won't get that belt now.
We can get into your plans coming up in the next several months before 2025 closes out. But for Harley Mederos, smiling. And again, he was in action in January. Had a terrific knockout over his opponent on that show, Arturo de Isla. And he was set to fight again the late spring, but he had really bad pain in his right elbow. It popped up about 2 weeks before that fight. He was told he had a tear in his elbow, but that it would heal and rest and wouldn't need surgery. And that's what took him out of action these past 9 months. He's had a rest.
I wonder if that's been the case for his whole career, though, because I noticed, I know he's turned pro back in 2021, but he's always had 1 or 2 fights every year. So I wonder if this is an ongoing injury or he just, you know, the reason for his inactivity.
He has the elbow injury in 2025. I know he was saddled with a shoulder injury. Same right side. That happened earlier in his career as well. But you just hope here after minimal lifting in this fight here in Philly that he can get back to work quickly. You know he wants to.
Yeah, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric Daly calls a halt to this contest at the end of round number 1 as the red corner is unable to continue. Declaring your winner by TKO, he's still undefeated, Harley Dennis the Menace Mederos.
Harley Mederos gets his hand raised, improves to 9-0. Records his 8th KO as well, after defeating Hylon Williams Jr. So a good night at work for the 25-year-old out of Brooklyn, New York.
Definitely didn't break a sweat, so hopefully, you know, he's able to get back in that ring ASAP.
I know you mentioned competing against him in the amateurs. Was he that powerful as an amateur? Did he pack the same type of punching profile? Did he pack that same punching profile as an amateur?
Well, like they say, man, you can hit what you can't see. You know, Harley Mederos is a great fighter, but, you know, there's only so many guys that were able to beat him unanimously like I did. I think it was just me and Keyshawn, and, you know, I just know how to use my feet in my work, so I made easy work of it. But nonetheless, you can see the experience that he has. You know, he fought a lot of top guys like, you know, I didn't even know he fought guys like Patty Donovan in some world championships, and obviously Keyshawn Davis and guys like that. But, you know, great guy, man, but I was able to take care of him pretty easy.
Thanks for joining us so far on Before the Bell. Tito Mercado, 17-0 super lightweight. Justin Shackle with you. Second leg of this awesome around-the-clock matchroom doubleheader here on a fight night Saturday. Alan Makhmadov. Look, we came on air, and the main event was still going on, so us two here at ringside, we don't know what happened with Alan Makhmadov in that final result, but it was some good action leading into that main event. And as we talk about main events, Ennis, Lima, later tonight, main card on DAZN coming up at 8 Eastern. All eyes on Boots Ennis, obviously, back in his hometown arena, but he's also debuting at 154 pounds. I think one of the bigger questions going into this fight night for Boots, Tito, is can all that talent, the skills that we saw at 147, do they automatically carry over to 154 pounds?
I think so, man. Look, I think so, especially, you know, seeing photos of him and how he kind of built himself up into that weight, and then seen him on fight night, he didn't look drained. He looked healthy, and honestly, man, we got that type of skills. And we seen with Crawford, right, who was able to move up 2 weight classes, fight 168. That don't really matter.
I feel like what Bud Crawford was able to do within the last month kind of dispels a lot of the questions that people have with fighters jumping up weight to weight, right?
I think he might even have more fighters taking risks now, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, I might even move to light heavyweight. No, don't quote me on that, though. But, you know, it definitely gives a lot of, I think, motivation, and it might make more fighters take more risks, right, at certain weights, and I think it's good for boxing.
Well, automatically, the questions that start to come across the boxing conversation with Boots Ennis is, okay, new weight class, who are the top names that he could possibly face? Many people don't feel Uisma Lima is a top name, but he's earned his place. He's gone into backyards. He's pulled off upsets. Now he's fighting here in the U.S. A lot of people don't know about this fighter in Uisma Lima. How does that work to his benefit, do you think?
It'll work in his benefit if Boots takes him lightly. I think that's the only way, you know, but other than that, man, Boots is a great fighter. Limas has a weird style. He does have power, though, so Boots cannot get overconfident, but I think if Boots is able just to control him a little bit, have his distance, honestly, I feel like he might be able to knock him out with a counter punch early in the fight, too, just because Lima takes so much risk.
So you have Boots fighting here, making his 154-pound debut. A lot of people would like to see potential title fights at 154 pounds, but maybe a legacy matchup that is the juiciest possibility on the table. It's Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz Jr. If that fight comes to fruition early part of 2026, who do you like at this stage of their careers right now?
Man, they're both great fighters. Obviously, like you said, that's a legacy fight right there, but I would probably have to give the edge based on performances. I got to give it to Boots. I just think he's the more versatile fighter. He can make more adjustments, and I don't know, when we seen Virgil in there, top competition, he looked great nonetheless, but there were competitive fights. There's not we haven't seen a competitive fight with Boots so far. He just made it look too easy.
Before the bell, continuing here on the zone, getting ready for the main card coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern, all leading into the main event, Jaron Boots Ennis against Uisma Lima. Here's what else is coming up on the zone. A live look inside Xfinity Mobile Arena, a place that Jaron Boots Ennis is no stranger to now. Matchroom bringing him back to the biggest arena in his hometown of Philadelphia for the third time in his last 4 fights. Maybe coming off his most impressive victory to date as he outpointed and put down Amanis Stanionis his last fight at 147 pounds. So we await the main event later tonight. Ennis and Lima, a lot of other good action on that main card. Co-feature Alexis Barrier and Guido Vianello. 25 combined wins between those two heavyweights. 21 combined knockouts as well. 2 strong heavyweights, 2 European styles. That should be a good one. I tell you what, Boots has a couple of disciples within his promotion, Boots promotion, that are on this main card as well. Tamir Smalls, Dennis Thompson Jr., they're both in action. And those are 2 intriguing fights with those 2 young men.
No, for sure. And I think the one that's most intriguing to me is Dennis Thompson versus Sean Diaz, just because I know Sean Diaz very well, and that should be a very great fight, man. I think he might be able to surprise a lot of people here in Philadelphia and make them a little mad.
You got 2 undefeated 20-year-olds going at it. You don't see that too often.
You don't.
What stands out to you about Sean Diaz?
I just seen him personally, close, and I think he's just a fighter that a lot of people, you look at his record and you might underestimate him. He knows how to box. He knows how to move really well, and I think Boots team's going to find that out. And then the second fight, like we mentioned, with Tamir Smalls, is taking on hungry Puerto Rican in Jose Roman. If you remember, Jose Roman was the fighter who picked off Jaleel Hackett a little less than a year ago in Puerto Rico. He upset Jaleel. There was supposed to be a rematch before Hackett suffered an ankle injury. So Roman is in this fight, and I think against a fighter like Tamir Smalls, we're going to find out more about that night in Puerto Rico from Roman's end. Did he step up and have the performance of a lifetime? Did it have more to do with Hackett having an off night?
maybe both are true. We're going to find out a lot in that fight between Smalls and Roman.
No, for sure, man. That's going to be definitely a great fight. Both fighters obviously come to fight. One thing that did stood out to me was Roman's size advantage, though. He's a very big guy. I think Smalls will have a lot of great benefits if he starts off to the body early. Slow this big guy down.
Moments ago, we were talking about the main event. We were talking about maybe the path to additional stardom for Boots Ennis at 154 pounds. And you go down one of two paths. If you're in Boots' shoes at 154, are you chasing titles or are you chasing the big-time legacy fights like against a Virgil Ortiz?
Honestly, man, I think, my personal opinion, I think you should go for the titles. Beating a guy like Fondora, beating a guy, like Bakram, those fights to me are still legacy fights. And obviously, if he gets the titles that he wants, which I know that he's chasing. So, for me personally, I would go for the titles, but nonetheless, you can't go wrong with either route.
All right, let's talk about you personally. 17-0, 16 knockouts. You're coming back from an injury. I know you're 100% right now. I know you're in training, and look, rumors are swirling. Looks like you have a fight locked in. How much can you tell us? What can you tell us about your immediate plans?
As of right now, I got a date locked in for December 13th. As far as the venue, we're not too sure, but December 13th, man, it's gonna be for some titles. So, these champions, got them. I'm gonna have them shaking them, soon.
I know you were talking about Hitchens before as well. He holds one of those belts. A message to all the 140-pounders for you.
Man, just stay on notice. Now that I'm finally healed, I know they won't be sleeping tonight for a lot longer. So, honestly, man, I'm just so excited to get back in there. And I just want to get ranked in all the organizations. If one champion tries to avoid me, I know I'm going to get it with somebody else.
All right, one of the fights that are coming up next that we're looking forward to, it's the U.S. debut for the UK's Giorgio Visioli. One of the top British prospects is making his debut here in the U.S. Let's get to know Giorgio Visioli a little bit better.
My name is Giorgio Visioli. I'm fighting on the zone. I've got a good name, so I want my name to be remembered for sure.
Fighter that has the world at his feet, a real onslaught. Classy boxing from Visioli, Pat. Fantastic left hand.
I started kickboxing at around age 8. Did really well and made a transition to boxing at age 16. Won multiple national titles, 2 senior ABA titles at 2 different weights. Went pro and we're here now on 8-0 now.
Impressive from Visioli.
Tremendous accuracy with both hands.
So spiteful, so menacing.
For this fight, I'm looking to really put a big performance on, I'm really looking forward to show my class and put my name out there. I say stay tuned, I'm exciting. My style is fan-pleasing, I don't bring no gimmicks, I'm just being myself. Watch live, only on the zone.
Back here ringside at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Well, when you hear that from Giorgio Visioli talking about he wants to please crowds with his fan-friendly fight style, what are you anxious to see from someone that we don't often get to watch with our own eyes in live action?
Obviously, man, for him to put up a great performance. But honestly, man, a guy that's, such young in his career, I want to see him get some rounds. I don't want him to feel pressure to go there and not go for a knockout right away. I want to see, everybody wants to see his boxing skills. We want to see him for the first time, put some boxing skills, and then obviously put the guy out in due time.
8-0, 6 knockouts. Many people wonder where the power came from because it wasn't there as an amateur, but it's guided him along early on in his pro career, just 22 years of age. The southpaw coming to Philadelphia. I know it's been a busy week for him in Philly. Obviously, Giorgio, with that great Italian heritage, visited some Italian neighborhoods. There's a terrific Italian footprint in the city of Philadelphia, so I'm sure there's a lot of interesting treats that he wants to try after he gets done with his match here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. He's going to be taking on an opponent in James Wilkins, 13-3, 29 years of age, so a good test awaits Giorgio Visioli. We are ready to go with our third fight here on Before the Bell. Let's go back inside the ring with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues with a special lightweight attraction now entering the arena from Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome James E4C Wilkins.
There's 29-year-old James Wilkins. He's 13-3 with 6 KOs. He's ending an 11-month layoff after beating Dennis Contreras last December. And he's won 4 of his last 5 bouts. But the start of that stretch, it began in late 2021. So a long stretch there of inactivity. But regardless of those gaps in the matches, Wilkins has gone the distance in each of his last 9 fights. He's never been knocked down in his career. Wilkins knows exactly what Visioli is going through this week, as he fought in Sheffield last April. He picked up a win across the Atlantic there. So if Visioli wants to open up some eyes on this side of the ocean, he'll have to go through the experienced veteran in Wilkins.
He's definitely coming with a lot of energy, man, so I know he's coming to fight.
We have a special treat as well. We're going to be joined by El Gato, Jack Catterall, for this match. We get to talk to Jack throughout these 8 rounds.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the young, undefeated Englishman fighting for the first time here in America, Giorgio Visioli.
Well, not many British prospects receive the opportunity to fight in the U.S. this early in their career, but 22-year-old Giorgio Visioli believes this is where he belongs. The 2-time English amateur champ has made it 6 knockouts in 8 fights, as the power has been present since his debut nearly 2 years ago on the Cameron Taylor 2 undercard. Visioli's in his 4th fight of 2025. He's coming off a points win over Elias Duquette back in June, and now it is a night of firsts for Visioli. First fight in America, first fight at 135 pounds, and a chance to make a good first impression in front of a whole new audience in Philadelphia.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Xfinity Mobile Arena here in Philadelphia, live on DAZN, we are set to go with a special lightweight attraction. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Glenn Feldman, Eric Marlinsky, and Robin Taylor. And at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, referee Harvey Dock. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears blue with orange trim. He's scaled 134 1/2 pounds. Professional record, 13 victories, 3 defeats, 6 of his wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Kings County, Brooklyn, New York. Yes, this is James E4C Wilkins. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears black with gold trim. He's scaled at the lightweight limit of 135 pounds, bang on. Professional record, absolutely perfect. 8 fights, 8 victories, with 6 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting for the very first time on U.S. soil and fighting out of Aldershot, Hampshire, UK. Please welcome the young, undefeated phenom, Giorgio Visioli. Visioli.
Okay, boxers, we went over the instructions already. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch your gloves. Good luck.
Third bout here on Before the Bell, scheduled for 8 rounds. Giorgio Visioli in the black trunks with the gold trim. Wilkins in the blue and orange as well. Justin Shackle, Tito Mercado, and third guest here at ringside, it is El Gato, Jack Catterall. Jack, welcome to Philly. Oh, I shouldn't say welcome to Philly. You should be welcoming us to Philly. You're a Philly resident now.
That's it now. I've been here for a couple of weeks. I'm enjoying the stay, training hard, and looking forward to these fights tonight.
Visioli making his U.S. debut right here, and he's making his 135-pound debut as well. Jack, from what you've seen, what do you like about Giorgio's style and his overall game?
Yeah, I think as a professional, Giorgio's not put a foot wrong. He's done everything asked of him. This is another step up in opponent where hopefully we can see something tonight we've not seen. I was speaking to Sonny earlier this week, and he was saying this guy's going to cause a few different problems, so it'd be nice to see how he transitions and makes some adjustments during the fight.
Sonny Edwards in the corner of Giorgio Visioli along with Mark Tibbs. Sonny's been busy today, watching the live stream with Sheffield. Now working a corner. Visioli said for this fight he is looking to put on this big performance in front of the American crowd, get his name out here in the States. He doesn't normally declare that he's going for a knockout, but for this fight, he is.
Shot. That might have hurt him a little bit.
And now he's pressing the gas. That right hand being pumped into the right side of the body of James Wilkins.
Wilkins will be able to get a shot in there. Visioli has to just be a little bit more calm. When he's
nice combo by Visioli.
Visioli uses his feet pretty well. He has Wilkins kind of confused on his range a little bit.
Beginning with quality work to the body.
I like this from Visioli. Back to his boxing now. He's had a good spell, some good body shots.
Visioli feeling that his footwork, his boxing IQ are excellent, and he's utilizing the jab well. He's throwing it with conviction. Something that you notice in a lot of his fights, he's always moving. He's never in one position for too long. Big overhand windup on the right side from Wilkins.
Everything Visioli's doing is well. I just want to see him use his jab a little bit more.
Wilkins trying to come back with ferocious counters.
Yeah, Visioli needs to keep that right hand up. Looks like Wilkins just looking for that left hook.
End of round one here between Visioli and Wilkins. Get to talk to Jack Catterall a little bit more. 31-2 record, 13 KOs, back out in action on November 15th against Echo Esserman. Also, congrats on your new addition, man. Congrats to the new member of your family.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a hard sacrifice coming out here, but doing it for the family, for the children, so working hard every day.
You've been out in Philadelphia. Bozy Ennis hired as your new trainer. I know you came out earlier to the States working with him. What drew you to want to work with Bozy full time?
You know what, like you said, I come out here in April, spent a couple of weeks in and around different gyms, and I really enjoyed the time in that gym. And for me, it wasn't necessarily about the coach in particular, it was about a new environment, and that environment felt perfect for me.
What'd you like about that environment?
The quality of fighters in there, the sparring, that gym gets all the sparring there. And again, iron sharpens iron. I'm in the gym with Boots and a ton of other good fighters. Stephen Fulton, Andy Cruz. There's a lot of good fighters to be in and around.
Bozy's Dungeon, well known in this part.
Just missed that left hand right there.
The shots that Wilkins has thrown, they have come with some really bad intentions for Visioli. Wilkins coming forward. Going for a second straight win. Again, coming in at 13-3. Was raised without much growing up in Brooklyn and in Staten Island in New York City. Often lived with 20-plus family members in a one-bedroom apartment. Nothing came easy. but he made a name for himself in the New York City Golden Gloves tournament. And now he lives and trains in the Dallas area. And he has Visioli in the corner here in round 2.
Yeah, it's definitely not a pushover, man. Like Jack was saying, he said Sonny might, produce some problems from him. And, he's definitely giving him some good work, some good rounds. So I think it's going to be very, very valuable for Visioli in the future. I think that's going to be the key for Visioli right there, to stick Wilkins with those straights to the body. I think that's what kind of bothered him in the beginning of the fight. I think he needs to keep doing that, pay dividends from him. Good shot.
Visioli working well. Final 30 seconds of round 2.
Good shot.
Good combo. Flurry of throws here by Visioli. Wilkins might be in danger along the ropes.
Smart by Visioli right there to kind of stop a little bit and kind of pick his shots off. Ooh, good shot.
Oh, right uppercut scraping through on James Wilkins.
Brilliant finish to the round there by Visioli.
That was a beautiful round by Visioli right there.
You see Visioli's corner getting some direction from Mark Tibbs. Saw Tibbs at the Fight Week Hotel. I asked him when was the last time he had a fighter here in the States for a show. He said it was in Texas on a Misfits card of all things. So now he's back here with one of the top British prospects as he looks to improve to 9-0.
As of now, Visioli's doing everything, fundamentally correct. I just would like to see him probably add some feints so that he's able to take Wilkins out with a counterpunch. I think other than that, he's doing everything perfect.
Start of round 3 between Visioli and Wilkins. Giorgio trying to improve to 4-0 in 2025.
The way Visioli boxes, though, you'll never expect him to actually start off with kickboxing first, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's tough to imagine kickboxing on the back foot. Giorgio fights really well on the back foot.
Yeah, great footwork, great movement.
I don't really like Visioli in that range because I feel like Wilkins is going to try to loop a left hook right now.
See, Wilkins has the positioning of that lead left foot on the outside of Visioli's.
Sharp.
Here comes the blitz from Visioli. There's a good left hand moments ago.
Wilkins is almost too tense. He's putting too much into every shot, and Visioli's reading it. He needs to relax more behind the shots. Beautiful body shot.
Yeah, left hand coming through from Visioli.
Visioli needs to get back on that job again. Stay a little more active.
Continued quality movement and maneuvering by Visioli, and it gets him in position to unload to the body.
I'm calling it right now. I think it's going to be the body shot that wants to take out Wilkins.
Tito Mercado perhaps forecasting what could come along these 8 rounds that are scheduled here in Philadelphia.
It's actually my first time seeing Visioli in action, and I'm pretty impressed with what I see so far.
2-time English amateur champ out of the Renton Boxing Gym in London.
His experience definitely shows.
Tito mentioned the kickboxing. He started kickboxing when he was 8. Then Giorgio transitioned to boxing when he was 16. Was put on Team Great Britain, but he opted to turn pro instead in the fall of 2023. And a good straight left hand by Visioli as this round is closing down. Take a look at some of the action from the 3rd round. And some of those combos being punctuated with good body work, gentlemen.
Oh, great body work.
I feel like Visioli's 3 rounds up, but man, Wilkins is in the fight. He's still here. He's still having a go.
And the body movement on display from Giorgio in round number 3. But Jack, you came here in April. Visioli also came here earlier in 2025 to get some good training and sparring in with some American fighters. One of them was Kermel Moten at the Salas Gym in Vegas. And Giorgio said people would be shocked if the footage of him sparring Moten was leaked. Eddie Hearn took it to another level. He went on to say Visioli smashed Moten to pieces in the sessions. So that potential meeting down the line, it's been marinating. He's been chirping in recent months online, and now he's been able to do it in person during this fight week with a guy who we're going to see coming up right after Giorgio Visioli and Zaquin Moses.
Nobody likes sparring stories, but something's marinating there, so maybe we'll see that fight in the future.
There was a beautiful left hand thrown by Visioli moments ago. Just think the positioning, obviously featuring the footwork, is setting everything in motion for Giorgio Visioli so far.
He just understands range, man. He knows exactly where to fire from, and
right hand coming from underneath by Visioli. Okay. And Wilkins wants no part of that.
Nice little friendly welcome to the U.S.
Will that add more fuel to Visioli's game?
Good body shot.
Great work by Visioli. Like you said, his timing and his distance.
Straight. Go to jab. Whoop him, hit a jab. Make him miss you, make him pay. Use your legs, James.
Right uppercut. And a good quality punching combo from Visioli.
Felt that body shot.
Yep. The right hand capping off a series of punches to Wilkins. There's a left hand. Stumbling Wilkins back. Perhaps just lost his footing.
Yeah, I don't believe this fight goes 8 rounds, to be honest with you. I think that body work really paid off for Visioli so far. Honestly, maybe after this round, I think Visioli might be able to just comfortably walk him down and probably stop him.
Timing exquisite for Giorgio Visioli.
I think that's what I want to see more of. You know, a lot of times Wilkins throwing, lazy punches, and I want to see Visioli kind of capitalize a little bit more on it. Every time he does, you always get a good reaction from Wilkins.
Wilkins holding the head. Now he comes around with the good sportsmanship. And Visioli teeing away. 3-punch combo.
It's a shutout so far.
Visioli looking clean through 4 rounds. This one's scheduled for 8. Giorgio said that when he received the call for this to go to the U.S., he had goosebumps. And Jack, what do you think it is about a British fighter receiving that call to go fight here in the U.S.?
We see all the big fights, Philadelphia, Vegas, New York, Ricky Hatton, all these fighters over the years that we've all grown up watching, crossing over to the pond for these big fights. So to get a call so early on in his career, to get this opportunity and this experience, I'm sure it was something special for him.
Think it says something extra for a 22-year-old getting to come over this early?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, he's done everything asked of him. He's looking good. He's performing tonight. So hopefully this won't be his last journey over here.
Start of round number 5. Wilkins' corner encouraging him to go forward, get aggressive, and blitz Visioli. Will it happen?
Stop backing up. Stop backing up. 2-3 and work. 2-3 and work. We don't back down. Stop backing up. Good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that body work's really paying off.
I think Visioli's turning it up a notch here in the 5th.
Ooh. That would have been beautiful if he came back with a counter, though.
Set it up, drop it.
Visioli shoot his jab right there.
Visioli doubling up that right hand, finishing off to the body. The 22-year-old trying to open up some eyes in his U.S. debut.
Yep. He has a hurt right there. I just want to see him with his hands up a little bit because I feel like Wilkins might come back with a shot.
Wilkins on the retreat.
He with the body shot, though. Hit him with a body shot.
The body's exposed right now. Elbows are pinched out.
I'll see Visioli back on that jab. Ooh.
Timing
Yeah,
perfected
he's
with that
now.
right uppercut.
Look like trying to do that triple G shot, huh? Hit him on top of the head a little bit.
Chopping wood.
Oh, yeah. I like that. He has a lot of variety to his punches.
Solid quality left hand to the body. Again, as far as the timeline of this fight, a lot of the damage done to Wilkins has come downstairs.
Set it up and drop it. Change levels. Change levels and drop it.
I feel like Giorgio's really turned the screw this round. I think this is probably the most successful round in the fight so far, and I think the fight might be taking a turn from here.
He's kind of slowed down the last, like, maybe 10, 15 seconds, so I wonder if he kind of did a little too much, kind of gassed himself out a little bit.
If that was the case, left hand there by Visioli. He's turning it back up one more time as we are inside the final 30 seconds of round number 5. The fight for foot positioning between Visioli and Wilkins.
Yeah, that body's just wide open for Visioli, though. I want him to take more of those shots.
Visioli staying upstairs as the 5th round closes out. There's a stab to the body.
Sometimes those fighters, man, when we see a guy hurt like that, we always want to take him out for the headshots. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't really matter about what shot you take him out, as long as you take him out. And I think Visioli has to go a little bit more, focus to the body a little more. That's what's affecting right here Wilkins.
It's because your torso's not showing a reaction. It's the face that shows the reaction.
Right.
This is some of the action from round number 5. Arguably Visioli's most powerful round. A round in which it looked like he hurt his opponent. Visioli trying to come through with a win in his first fight at 135 pounds. This was originally supposed to be a fight at super featherweight, but Visioli said he was struggling to get down to 130. He felt it was only a matter of time before he jumped up to 135 pounds, so he did it now.
Visioli is looking really sharp, man. It's getting me excited when you see these build-ups. Like you're saying, we got an upcoming fight with Zaquin Moses, right? Kermel Moulton. Man, there's just going to be some great fights down the line when these guys progress, and obviously when it's the right time to me, obviously. Shake him. Shake and bake, they said. I don't know, Jack. You got a little more experience than me. What do you think? What do you think shake him means?
I never heard shake him before.
Good counter left by Visioli.
Stop backing up. Stop backing up.
All right, shake and shoot. We're getting more info, guys.
Shake and shoot.
Yeah, does that help any much?
I maybe think it's a give him a feint, give him something to look at, give him a little shake and then shoot.
Yeah, I think they were just watching too much Talladega Nights, I think. A little shake and bake, they just switched. It was shake and shoot. I like it, though. I might have my corner start using that. Confuse him a little bit.
Take something from Cal Naughton Jr.
Yeah.
This has been a virtuoso performance thus far by Giorgio Visioli in his U.S. debut.
Really controlling the fight now. I think his timing, his distance, he's sharp shooting the jab, upstairs, downstairs, and there's not much Wilkins can throw that Giorgio isn't seeing already. He's reading his shots well, his footwork, his body movement.
He's confounded his opponent. We've seen him hurt his opponent a couple of rounds ago as well. Not much else left to do other than perhaps put him down and get this stoppage. But regardless, this is a good experience. These are good rounds for the 22-year-old.
Yeah, in your ninth fight, you need fights like this where we've seen in round 5, he really turned the screw in round 6. He's maybe come off a little bit, but these are great rounds for the experience going forward.
Putting combos together here.
Good body shot again.
That right hand to the body has made a mark.
This is time where Visioli can start pressing him now. I want to see him kind of walk him down now and just chop him down and, like you said, Justin, take him out of there.
Another quality round for the two-time English amateur champion. Two more rounds to go in this fight. Up next, it'll be Zaquin Moses and Antonio Dunton-El Jr. as Zabop is back in action. 6 rounds there at 130 pounds, and the main card gets going on DAZN at 8 p.m. Eastern, all leading into the main event. Jaron Ennis, Uisma Lima, WBA title eliminator, and the debut at 154 pounds for Jaron Ennis.
Interview after this, right?
That was a nasty one. Damn.
He got some spit right in front of us, ringside.
Yeah, but his corner stepped all over it. That's nasty right there.
They missed the bucket.
It gives me the ooey gooey when I see that.
Round 7 of a scheduled 8 between Visioli in the black trunks, Wilkins in the blue. Justin Shackle, Tito Mercado, Jack Catterall with you here on Before the Bell.
I think this has been a great display by Visioli. Great boxing, great footwork. Like I said, I would just like now to see the foot on the outside a little bit more, close that distance and turn that screw and see what Wilkins has got left in the tank.
I agree with Jack, man. I think he definitely has to turn it up a little bit. And not so much that he has to do something so much different. Just kind of like what he's doing now. Walk him down now already. We kind of seeing it's already kind of Wilkins fading out like the way he is now, and now he just has to finish the job.
We've seen the burst of combos numerous times from Giorgio Visioli throughout this fight. Will one of them eventually put down Wilkins? His corner telling Wilkins, go down on your shield.
I think Visioli is getting more of a reaction from Wilkins when he's picking his shots instead of those, sometimes you throw 4 or 5 shots. The third, fourth, fifth don't come with as much velocity and speed as they did in the first 2.
Yeah, I think the ones that inflicted the most damage are maybe those 2-punch combos, doubling up the right hand, finishing with that right hand to the body.
And those awkward pop shots that he'd be doing with uppercuts.
That one will play as well. Right hand moments ago landing upstairs.
I just need to see him dig in more with those body shots. He's landing them perfectly, but Visioli needs to just put a little bit more juice into him.
I think James Wilkins, his credit as well. He's took some big shots these last couple of rounds, body and head, and he's still here with his hands up having a go, so credit to Wilkins.
Throwing a couple of left hooks moments ago. Under a minute to play with in round number 7.
I like to see Visioli right there when Wilkins has his hands up. You know what? I want him to switch the shot selection a little bit. Obviously, what he's landing is working, but switch it up, throw him off a little bit. I want him to see him kind of swipe him on the side of the head, with his left and his right. I think that'll kind of throw off Wilkins and, hit him on the on his temple, take off his equilibrium. Visioli needs to keep that right hand up, though.
And Visioli's living in the pocket right now by choice with that right hand down.
Little Muhammad Ali work he's doing right there. See, that's the shot I was talking about. I didn't want him to swipe him on the side of the head.
The hammer's coming back as Visioli goes into the corner at will, comes out of it as well at will.
When he switched that shot selection, swiped him on the side of the head with his left hand, man. Obviously, you saw what it did. It stumbled him. I just feel like he kind of maybe switch his shots up a little bit.
Talk about demoralized.
James Wilkins got it all to do in this round. Needs a knockout to win.
Yeah, this is a fighter in James Wilkins that has never been knocked down in his pro career. He's proved to be durable. And he has gone the distance in each of his last 9 fights. His last stoppage win was all the way back in November of 2018. So you could see why the Visioli camp felt that Wilkins would be a tough test.
Final round.
But Giorgio has had his way from a technical standpoint.
For sure.
Yeah, as far as building fighters, I think the team's done a great job. This is, in my opinion, the perfect opponent. Like I said, he's not been stopped. He's going to get the rounds, and he's tough. He's been in the fight. Giorgio's just done his thing on showing the levels.
Eighth and final round. Wilkins gets in a clean left hand. And it has been a successful show thus far for Giorgio Visioli.
There's the swiping left that you wanted.
Yeah.
Good body work.
Can Visioli put a punctuation on this trip to the U.S.?
Yeah, see, Wilkins just doesn't know what to do when Visioli's switching his shot selection like the way he is.
The body work, it continues from Giorgio.
I want to see Visioli kind of maybe step to the side sometimes. Kind of confuse him a little bit, get out of the way. Because, sometimes when you got fighters that are just coming real, man, they kind of just brace for the shots there. Will take them a little better. And Visioli definitely has the, the abilities and capability to go step around them, kind of just play circles with them. Yeah, Visioli. I like to see Visioli throw a feint.
Let him run into it.
A sharp jab moments ago from Visioli.
Check it back. Yeah, shake and bake.
See, we picked up on it.
I think Visioli needs to push him now. He has nothing left. I think if he pushes him now, I think he gets stoppage for sure. Wilkins is tough, though. Don't get me wrong.
A little over a minute to go.
Sleep him, James.
Sleep him, you said.
Blitz him. Blitz him. Again, same one.
Visioli has an answer for the charge forward by Wilkins.
Blitz him.
Good jab right there.
Turning up the tempo is Giorgio Visioli. 30 seconds to go.
Five piece in a biscuit, like they say over here. That was nice.
Visioli has administered a whole lot of punishment against James Wilkins throughout these 8 rounds.
20 seconds, James. Let him run into it. Pivot. James, that right hook up top. Right hook up top. Set it up. 2 jabs, right
One
hook.
big shot would be nice to end this round right here for Visioli.
Like he's waiting, ready to roll, but that'll be it. And
Great
Giorgio
performance.
Visioli, again, putting on a virtuoso performance in the city of brotherly love. U.S. debut, highly successful for the 22-year-old.
Yeah, I'd be over the moon with that performance. I thought he boxed really well. I think a lot of credit has to go to James. He stayed in there for the 8 rounds. He showed he's tough, he's durable, and he kept having a go. But Giorgio ultimately showed his levels above that, and great development fight to further his career.
8 quality rounds in the bank at this stage in the career of Giorgio Visioli. Some action from round number 8. Well, one of the main takeaways is that Visioli was exactly where he wanted to be for the majority, if not the entirety, of this 8-round fight.
No, for sure, man. He was in control the whole fight. Did whatever he wanted to do in there. Landed, he kind of did a little bit of everything. He walked the guy down at times when he wanted to. He was able to land pop shots. He did everything beautifully, man, in there. He did everything beautifully.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
So as we await the decision here to make it all official, Jack, we thank you for joining us here. Continue the hard training in Bosie's Dungeon. Continue a great stay here in the U.S. We look forward to seeing in action in the November 15th.
No, I appreciate that. It's been a pleasure. I'm enjoying training. The US is treating me well, so hope everyone enjoys the rest of the fights tonight, and make sure you tune into the zone November the 15th.
Quick question before you go. Have you had a Philly cheesesteak yet?
That's what I was about to ask.
Yeah.
I've not had a
Not yet.
cheesesteak, not yet.
Are you going to be able to?
I don't think I'm going to get a chance.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, you're going to have to come back. That's all there is to it. After November 15th.
Oh, I'm back. I'm straight back.
Okay. Jack, thanks again.
Thank you, guys.
Jack Catterall joining us here ringside before the bell, ahead of Ennis and Lima here in Philadelphia. We are ready to go and make this one official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action here in Philadelphia, we go to the judges' score totals. All 3 judges scored this bout identically, 80-72. For your winner by unanimous decision, he's still undefeated, Giorgio Visioli.
So Giorgio Visioli improves to 9-0. Earns himself a terrific 8-round experience in the U.S. He'll be able to take it back. You wonder what could be in the immediate future for this young 22-year-old British prospect. We know how important the British titles are to these UK fighters.
Giorgio,
But
congratulations.
when you have this much success, and we're going to...
US debut. Just talk me through that. A really game and competent opponent.
Yeah, James is a very tough opponent. We knew that coming into it. The game plan was really touch him up, and hit him with a big shot. I thought we could have got him out there a bit earlier in the earlier rounds, but he was a tough man, so all due respect, and I'm happy I've made my debut in Philadelphia.
Talk me through the whole week. You've been soaking up the atmosphere and everything and just enjoying it. Has that been it for you, the experience, just learning, and now you've got that US debut and much more to go?
Yeah, it's a dream. I'm thankful to Eddie and the team to get me on this platform in Philadelphia. The moment I got here, I was welcomed by a lot of Italian Americans, and they treated me like royalty. So thank you to them, thank you to the team, and yeah, I'm blessed to be here.
You caught him with a flurry of punches, moments and moments over, but couldn't get him out of there. But just how tough and game he really was. Eddie said immediately afterwards, what a great opponent.
Yeah, very good opponent for me, especially a good test. He was a well-known name in America. He spars the likes of Shakur Stevenson and that, so yeah, great test. Unfortunately, didn't get a stoppage, but I thought it was a great display anyway.
Zaquin Moses is on after this. Obviously, he's been speaking about you, Como Moten, as well. There's so many good fights, but they're actually calling your name. It's exciting as we build Giorgio Visioli as a fighter. There's super fights in the UK and in the US in the future.
They're calling me out. I'm the man. I've got the name. Why not? Let's get it on. Obviously, speak to the team, but I'm down to any of them, and I'll take their heads off for sure.
Eddie, let's bring you in there. Obviously, a good performance there for Giorgio. Impressed against what was a really good opponent?
Yeah, it was a great performance. And respect to James Wilkins, super tough. Never been dropped, never been stopped. Exactly what you need. It's one thing going through guys in 1 or 2 rounds. Good, solid 8 rounds on his US debut. This kind of experience will benefit him so much in the long term as we move to championship level. And the US stuff's nice, and he's going to have some massive fights in America. I also want to see him win those domestic titles as well. I feel like he's ready now for certainly English, but even British, Commonwealth, European championships. 2026 is going to be a big year. I know we've got plans to take him nearer to home as well, and maybe headline down there in some kind of next-gen show as well. I think that'd be great to see. But amazing experience for him, and people in here got to see a guy that's going to be around for a very long time. Lives the life, full of quality, and just one of many amazing world-class talents at Matchroom. We believe he's going to go all the way to a world title.
Victorious again on your US debut, Giorgio Visioli. Congratulations. Well done, mate.
You hear from Eddie Hearn, Giorgio himself with Charlie, and Eddie and Giorgio will pose for the photos as it's a successful trip to the US for Giorgio Visioli. Sonny Edwards joining his pupil. You see Mark Tibbs, Steve Walters, who's been with Giorgio from the beginning. Now 9-0, and going back home with 8 impressive rounds to add to his resume. And Eddie answered our question on what could be next, so he could highlight, headline a next-gen show in his hometown, perhaps. But this is a bright future for a young 22-year-old southpaw. We welcome you back ringside here on Before the Bell. Giorgio Visioli victorious over a game and tough James Wilkins. Can't imagine what that experience is like for a young British fighter. You see his family ringside, coming to Philadelphia and just pouring himself into the rich boxing history of this city. You're able to fight in the U.S. You heard Jack Catterall talk about what it means to some of these British fighters to come over here in the U.S. It's something that we can't relate to, right? Right. Something that U.S. fighters can't relate to, the magnitude of what this does for a British fighter. In many ways, they feel like they've arrived. They've made it. And for Giorgio to be able to do it at 22, I think it says a lot about him.
Oh, for sure, man. You know, it's definitely a lot of pressure coming out here, but he passed his test with flying colors, right, man? He did everything he needed to do in there. Looked sharp, distance. This guy's a full package, man. I can't wait to see more of him.
It'll be coming up on DAZN, and there is plenty more boxing to come up on the global leader of boxing. Of course, that is DAZN.
DAZN, the undisputed global home of boxing. Over 185 fight nights a year. From the world's biggest events, straight into your home. The kings, the chaos, the comebacks. From weigh-ins to walkouts, inside the corners, raw reactions, expert analysis, behind the scenes, top commentary. Watching your way, anytime, any screen. On your phone, on your couch, on the move. You don't just watch it, you live it. Because passion doesn't take a round off, and neither do we.
It's the glamour and agent of boxing.
DAZN, the undisputed global home of boxing.
Back here ringside, inside Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, the home of Jaron Ennis. He's Tito Mercado. I'm Justin Shackle. One more fight to go here on Before the Bell, before the main card gets going at 8 p.m. Eastern. Leads into the main event. Jaron Ennis fighting inside this arena in his hometown for the 3rd time in the last 4 fights before the arrival of Boots. this arena did not see boxing. So he was able to take out David Abanesian in July of 2024. Then it was Karen Chukajan in a mandatory defense of his 147-pound title. Moved over to Atlantic City, a short drive from here. Took out Amanis Stanionis. Now he's moved up to 154 pounds. You know, we talk about the talent, all of it, translating well to 154 pounds. Many people forget, or maybe not forget, but given the conversation around Boots these days about the selection of opponents, the tantalizing matchups that are in there, we may have seen him up against his most formidable foe in his last fight, and he was able to do whatever he wanted to Stanionis. So I think it's important to not forget the level at where Boots is at right now.
No, yeah, for sure, man, like you said. Because last opponent was Stanionis. Man, he just, every time it's supposed to be a test in front of him, he just makes it look too easy. That's why it's kind of hard, you know, when you put these guys and, you know, oh, this guy might be his toughest test. Just when he does it so easy, man. So Boots is just type of talent guy, man, that he could just do whatever he wants in there and make it look easy.
You see some of the action from that fight against Amanis Stanionis at the historic Boardwalk Hall, resulted in a stoppage win for Boots Ennis. And there's also the dialogue of, hey, He'll get up for fights that force him to get up for fights. There is that narrative for boxers. Do you feel that's true when you're going up against certain opponents?
Yeah, I do. I feel like there's certain fighters, I wouldn't say get up for, but you put more effort into the ring. You know, sometimes you see maybe Boots, for example, you know, he kind of just plays around with opponents, right, moving around flashy, instead of going out there and, you know, and really putting your full, having to use your full bag, like they say, right? But I think, honestly, Boots, man, I think he's going to try to prove a statement at 154, and especially with the weekend we had in sports for Philly so far, I think Boots going to try to come out there and make a big statement, and obviously have the Philly fans happy, at least for one win.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys were with us at the very top of the broadcast, but we ran through it. NFL, Eagles lost Thursday. Major League Baseball, the Phillies lost in pretty heartbreaking fashion only a couple of nights ago. Boots is the savior for the weekend here in Philadelphia. That's right. Yeah. So, I mean, the Sixers played last night, but it's preseason. This is the show that matters. So 7 extra pounds for Boots. What are you intrigued to see as he makes his debut in a new weight class and what he can do with that extra weight?
I think more or less, I just want to see how, obviously Boots is a skillful fighter. I already know that's going to come out. I just want to see more or less how Boots' power translates to 154. I think that's my only concern, to be honest with you. But other than that, man, Boots is going to be the same fighter that he always is. He's a special talent. I just want to see how that power correlates and how Lima is able to take that power.
34-0, 30 KOs. The power has held up throughout the start of this 28-year-old's illustrious career. Eddie Hearn calls him a future #1 pound-for-pound fighter as he goes up against Uisma Lima here. We talked about Lima a little bit earlier, a lot of unknown, but he came into this week very confident. He's talking the talk. Southpaw 14-1. He's come into opponent's backyard and taken care of business. He's calling himself the Black Rocky this week. So I get the feeling that he is doing everything that he could be doing leading up to this opportunity of a career and a lifetime.
No, like you said, man, you know, he's called himself the Black Rocky. Unfortunately, you know, they already have their own Rocky here with Jaron Ennis, right? But look, Limas has nothing to lose in this fight. I expect him to come out throwing bombs, try to make Boots look bad. But, man, like I just said, it's hard when you got a guy like Boots Ennis in front of you.
Well, Uisma Lima has won 4 straight since his first pro defeat. The combined record of all of his opponents is 66-1. So we will see if the resume holds a little bit later on tonight when Uisma Lima steps inside the ring with Jaron Boots Ennis. All right, one more fight to go here on Before the Bell. One of the more intriguing prospects Matchroom has, either stateside, around the world, it doesn't matter. It's 20-year-old Zaquin Moses, who comes into this fight. This is the place where he made his pro debut a little over a year ago. He's been impressive so far. Watching his fights, what do you like most about the poise, the pedigree, the future of Zaquin Moses?
I like his boxing ability, man. I like that he's able to control the pace. He definitely knows his distance, picks guys apart. But the main thing that I like about him is when he sees the guy hurt, although he's defensively responsible, he goes after the kill.
Moses and Antonio Dunton-El Jr. ready to go for 6 rounds. Final match of our Before the Bell broadcast, ready to roll out. We'll hear from the fighters. Let's go back inside the ring with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues with a special super featherweight attraction. Now entering the arena, please welcome the glorious Antonio Dunton-El Jr.
Crowd continuing to file into Xfinity Mobile Arena as we await the main card at 8 Eastern. And here is 28-year-old Antonio Dunton-El Jr. backing it against another undefeated prospect. He's 6'4" 2", the Baltimore native, coming off a defeat over 6 rounds to unbeaten prospect Abel Mejia back in May in California. And he is the type of a durable foe that is going to serve as a quality test for Zaquin Moses tonight, very much like a James Wilkins to Giorgio Visioli, what we just saw. He keeps busy in the ring. He's never been stopped. He hasn't shied away from taking these kind of fights. And Moses is the 8th undefeated opponent that Dunton-El is facing in 13 pro bouts.
Man, and with a performance like Visioli, right, you just imagine what type of performance Zaquin's going to want to put on. Obviously, you know, fighters always compare to each other's performances, but, you know, definitely got a big fight down the road, so can't wait to see what Zaquin does.
And now entering the arena from Newark, New Jersey, the undefeated Zaquin Zabot Moses.
20-year-old Zaquin Moses, 11 months in as a pro. He is 4-0 with 3 knockouts. He is back in the building where he made his pro debut last November on the Boots Chucka John undercard. And since then, Zaquin has fought in Las Vegas, at Boardwalk Hall, in Atlantic City, at Madison Square Garden in New York. And through all 4 fights, we've seen speed, we've seen quality work to the body. We've now seen 3 straight early stoppages by the 3-time amateur national champion. He's coming off a 4th-round KO victory over Carl Rogers in June on that Hitchens-Cambosis undercard in New York. And Moses said he wanted 5 fights his first year as a pro. This is fight number 5. He's trying to pick up another victory against his most experienced opponent to date.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Xfinity Mobile Arena here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, live on DAZN, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Jetter Promotions. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Dave Braslow, Kevin Morgan, and Robin Taylor. At the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, referee Ricky Gonzalez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears gray, black with yellow trim. He's scaled 133 1/2 pounds. His professional record: 6 victories, 4 defeats, 2 draws, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland. Please welcome glorious Antonio Dunton-El Jr. Dunton-El Jr. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears purple with white. He scaled 132 1/4 pounds. His professional record thus far: perfect, 4 fights, 4 victories, with 3 of them coming by way of knockout. Representing Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen, Zaquin Zabot Moses. Moses.
Gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
Noticeable size difference for Zaquin right there. Should be able to use his range fairly easy against this opponent.
He's a 20-year-old going up against a 28-year-old. Moses carries at least a 2-inch height advantage, at least what's listed against Antonio Dunton-El Jr. And Dunton-El Jr. again, 6'4" and 2. This is a 130-pounder who's regarded as a better fighter than his record suggests. And Moses in the white and purple trunks. Dunton-El Jr. with the silver and the black trim.
Yeah, Dunton, he jumps in pretty nasty. I think Zaquin has a really good chance of being able to counter with something nice and putting him down.
Moses earned a 4th-round TKO over Carl Rogers back in New York City. He was in full control, and that punch waking up Dunton-El Jr. Good quality right hand to the body. In that fight, Zaquin was in full control. Right before the 4th round, Zaquin was told by his trainer and grandfather, Wally Moses, to get Rogers out. That is exactly what Zaquin did. And talking with Wally Moses earlier this week, he feels Zay has gotten stronger this year. He's progressed with his lead hand, and he likes how Zaquin is turning his punches over, leveraging those punches. He said offense is the best defense right now for Zaquin at this point.
No, for sure. After that shot, he kind of made Dunton kind of hesitate from lunging like he was in the beginning of the round. I'd like to see Zaquin do a little bit more baits or more jabs to kind of get it going a little bit. It looks like Dunton's trying to make the fight boring, just moving around, not throwing too much. So it would be nice to see Zaquin kind of make this guy engage.
Ooh. Nearly drop it to the floor. That glove and the knee coming close to the mat for Dunton-El Jr. Big windups from both fighters.
Good body shot.
Dunton-El getting in against Zaquin Moses right there.
Good counter.
You can see how the body frame is really working for Zaquin Moses at 20 years old. He carries 130 pounds so well. Broad shoulders. And if you're going to move forward, there's a whole lot that's going to meet you.
Yeah, for sure. And he's definitely he definitely knows how to carry his range. So, in the ring, Dunton's probably feeling him a lot bigger than what he's supposed to be.
One round into our main event on Before the Bell. Moses in the corner with his grandfather and trainer in Wally Moses, Teray Stevenson as well. Take a look at some of that action from round number 1. Ronald Sims also working the corner of Zaquin Moses for this fight. Of course, the younger cousin of 3-division world champ Shakur Stevenson. Protege of Raymond Ford, who's out here in Philadelphia watching Moses work. All training at the J. Prince Gym now in Houston, Texas. Dunton-El Jr. with a couple of connections to start round 2.
Moses did really well that last round. I just probably would like to see him pick up that punch output just a little bit. Yeah, see right now, it's just not a lot going on. Ooh, good count, good shot by Dunton.
Perhaps that wakes up Moses here.
But a guy that moves around like that, man, you want to keep that stick on him. You want to always make him think of something. If you give a guy free clearance, he's just gonna go and launch in with a shot. And sometimes you just get overconfident. I think he can land the shot from there, and that's what we just saw right now. Dunton able to land some shots.
This is Dunton-El Jr.'s 5th straight 6-round fight. Traveled to the backyard of his last opponent, Abel Mejia, Southern California, back in May. So no stranger to being a road fighter, though Philly's just up the road from Baltimore.
Dunton's had some success this round, though, so far. You know, landing a couple big noticeable shots. And I think it's really just the lack of Zaquin Moses throwing jabs and keeping this guy busy.
There's a left hand. That meets Dunton-El Jr.
Good shot.
Moses countering with that left hand.
I think a change of direction for Moses would be very beneficial to him. Just instead of standing there in front of Dunton, give him some little angles. Move to the side a little bit. Step to the side a little bit. So far for me, that was a good shot.
Left hand sweeping the face of Dunton-El Jr.
That was a good shot. I don't know. This round is kind of a weird score. You know, Dunton's landing some great shots, so I don't know if he will pull out the round so far as of now.
From what we've seen so far, and again, just scheduled for 6 rounds, Dunton-El Jr. is the type of fighter that might be able to frustrate a young prospect like Moses with his durability.
Yeah, and he just does a lot of unorthodox things. I think sometimes, you know, especially, you know, like Moses, I'm sure he gets great sparring, especially with elite fighters. You get so used to, you know, fundamentals perfectly, you know, when you spar guys and stuff like that. And when you have a guy that kind of doesn't know how to fight like that, it throws you off.
Yeah, what are you going to do when it gets ugly, right?
Right, exactly.
We're going to see. And it is a tough round to score.
That was a tough round. Yeah, that's a tough round, man. Who do you give it to, the hometown guy or, you know, Dunton's he's landing some good shots, though. I think this might be the only round he might win, so I'll give it to Dunton this one.
I'd have to argue. I mean, I don't know everything about my Philly geography, but I think, like, Philly's equidistant to Moses' hometown in Newark and Baltimore, Maryland, so they're meeting in the middle. And as we look at some of the action here from round number 2, again, good moments from both fighters.
Right.
Moses not as active with the hands compared to previous fights, at least from what we've seen thus far. Beginning of round number 3.
Dunton's letting him go. He came to fight, though. You gotta give him that, right?
He's trying to come away with a victory, looking to avoid a second straight defeat to a 130-pound prospect. He's won 3 of his last 5. Turned 29 in a couple of months. And now Moses coming forward here.
You could just tell the difference, man, when Zaquin just let his hands go. There you go.
Pendulum starting to swing in Zaquin's favor here in round 3.
Body, keep working, keep working.
I think Dunton's got to go back to what he was doing, you know, the last round, just kind of moving around a little bit, get Zaquin to plan on his feet, and then come in with a loading shot. I think that body shot hurt him, though.
That left hand moments ago to the body hurt him. That right hand made it a double whammy.
I think Zaquin just found the formula right now to take out Dunton.
And whatever happens next with Zaquin Moses, and if he's able to unleash, I think you point back to those 2 shots to the body here in round 3.
Yeah, that was definitely
turning point.
Attention. Yeah, for sure.
A walloping left hand comes in from Moses. Final minute to go in the 3rd round. Zaquin Moses trying to move to 5-0 as a pro. He wanted 5 fights in his first calendar year. He's able to check that box off. Good movement by Zaquin.
Good body shot. That definitely caught his attention right there.
That was a sneaky body shot. He starts upstairs, is able to lower himself with the hand.
Yeah.
And kind of disguise the fist with how he was able to lower his body.
Yeah, right here, I would just like to see more jabs, just to stay a little active, get something going. Last thing you want is for Dunton to recover and start throwing these, wild haymakers that he was throwing earlier.
Moses entered with a 4-0 record, 3 knockouts. We'll see if he's able to turn the corner from that 3rd round. A round that he likely put in the bag in the eyes of the judges.
For sure, that was he definitely made a huge adjustment from the 2nd round, I think. And I think the main adjustment was probably just pick up the volume output. Don't give Dunton enough time to be able to do all this awkward stuff to him.
Dunton-El Jr., a good next step type opponent for the 20-year-old out of Newark. 3-time national champ. His profile skyrocketed when he was able to beat Kermel Moten in the amateurs. That's a fight, again, everyone talking about what fighters like Giorgio Visioli and Moten are going through. Those names, they keep popping up between all the fighters. Moses talking about Moten, vice versa. Now Giorgio Visioli coming into the equation from across the Atlantic. It makes for an interesting future for these light weights with these young prospects.
Yeah, I think Zaquin, Dunton's kind of moving his head sometimes a little weird. I think probably shoot him a little lower, go for the body first, then come upstairs. Obviously, we've seen Dunton didn't like those body shots too much.
So as long as Moses isn't throwing the jab consistently, what do you feel Dunton-El Jr. should be working on?
Honestly, doing weird, trying to make it uncomfortable.
Make it weird, right?
Make it weird from launching with weird shots. I mean, that's what was working for him. And letting his hands go. I think that's the best thing right now for Dunton. Because for some reason, when he's throwing shots, he slips in 1 or 2 in there. Good body shot. That hurt him.
The right hand from Moses, moments ago.
I think they can kind of step on the gas now because he definitely has him.
Dunton-El Jr. backing up after that shot. Over a minute to go. Right hand connects by Moses.
Good body shot again.
Doubling and tripling up the right hand. Zaquin Moses looking to show off that pedigree that he possesses. His 5th pro opponent.
Those body shots from Zaquin definitely slowed down. He's not moving around in his feet. He's kind of more settling down now. You can tell the life is draining out of him.
Nice right hand counter from Moses.
Dunton was able to last like 4 body shots right there. I'd like to see Zaquin just take maybe a step back, just so Dunton don't get nothing at all. Be selfish a little bit. Definitely see Zaquin though is breaking him down. Definitely breaking him down good. I think he might be able to take him out in the later rounds.
What will the final 2 rounds have in store? What will Moses able to take from the first 4 and apply it to the final two coming up.
I think besides the second round, I think I give Zaquin probably most of the rounds.
At the moment, yeah, I have it 3 rounds to 1.
Yeah,
Gave Dunton-El Jr. that second round. You could argue it could have been
go
both
either
ways.
way. Yeah, it could
I
go
don't
either
think
way.
anyone can really put up that big of an argument with that. Again, Ronald Sims on the left side of your screen. Wally Moses, Zaquin's grandfather, on the right. Ronald Sims, the head trainer for Nishant Dev, who we're going to see coming up in Orlando on November 1st. Another talented matchroom prospect. Start of round number 5. And so far, Dunton-El Jr.'s turned into the opponent that Wally Moses was talking about during the fight week. He feels that Antonio was a formidable opponent for the people that he had fought previously. But he also believes Zaquin was a cut above all of those opponents that Dunton-El Jr. was in the ring with. So he didn't think that Dunton-El Jr. is going to do as well with his grandson as he had done in the past. He's made it awkward at times. Moses has been in control for a large majority of the, and you just feel like there's extra room for Zaquin to go into.
No, for sure. I think mainly is kind of be a little bit more defensively responsible. You know, sometimes Dunton lunges in with these shots that shouldn't be hitting Moses. Other than that, man, I think Moses is doing his job. Just probably clean up that defensively to me.
Quality left hand from Zaquin.
Let it go. First step 2.
But Dunton's definitely giving Zaquin some good work, good rounds, and it's definitely going to help him out in the future.
Right. Keep going.
Antonio Dunton-El Jr.'s corner not liking the hesitation from their fighter.
See, like little shots like that, Dunton shouldn't be landing. You know, even though they're not doing much damage, they just shouldn't be landing, especially with a guy, you know, that has the pedigree as Zaquin. And you know what it could be too, man, at times when you got an opponent like, you know, Dunton, not taking no credit away from him, you get just too overconfident. You know, sometimes you slack a little, like we were saying with Boots. You know, sometimes people say, like, when you just know you're superior and levels above, man, you kind of just sometimes you take it down a notch. Good body work.
Good body work. A nice quality combo from Zaquin Moses. Working with Dunton-El Jr. in the corner. Right hand shoved into the body. And now they work back to the middle. Less than 30 seconds to go in the penultimate round of this bout scheduled for 6. Final bout of our Before the Bell card.
I like that flurry at the end Zaquin did, but I feel like he just needs more of it. A guy like Dunton is not going to go out there, man, just with one shot. You got to be able to impress him.
Good left hand at the bell. One more round to go for Zaquin Moses. Here's some of the action from that 5th round. It's going to be interesting to hear comments from Zaquin after the fight, comments from his staff, his team. Again, most notably absent is the consistent jab.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, check it out. This is the 6th and final round.
Tito, who's the most awkward fighter that you had in front of you as a pro?
Oh, awkward fighter. Oh, that's an easy one, actually. The fight I had in Nicaragua against Solixani and Doheny. He fought the likes of Devin Haney before me, and then after me, he fought guys like Murataya and Barbosa, who he gave them obviously too, and Devin Haney all a tough time just because he's so awkward. He has this weird little movement, throws overhand rights, launches them with shots, kind of like, not like Dunton, but, you know, similarly. And it just throws you off, man, because you're used to sometimes, especially in the United States, guys who are, you know, fundamentally proper. But yeah, he definitely gave me a good fight. He was the first one to give me my first 10 rounds. Although I could argue, though, if I didn't fight him in Nicaragua, I would have knocked him out over here. That climate change definitely ruined me.
It's rough?
Yeah, it was rough out there, man. Had me huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf.
Moses may have Dunton-El Jr. huffing and puffing. Again, work to the body here in the 6th round as he tries to break him down. A counter right coming from Zaquin Moses.
I think if Zaquin would have followed up with another shot right there, he would have took him out.
Seeking in a quality left hand in that combo. And now Dunton-El Jr. holding on. As the 20-year-old is trying to earn his 4th straight stoppage. He's began his pro career at 4-0 at 3 knockouts. This is the building he made his pro debut in. Looking for more big nights.
Good shot.
Another quality right counter.
He's doing good.
You see him smile, you know he's in control.
Yeah, he's in control. I just want to see him a little bit more consistent. You know, he obviously every time he throws shots, he lands them.
Jump on him, man. Jump on him, man.
Good body shot.
Side swipes the right side.
Obviously, man, Zaquin's a talented fighter. I think right now we're just lacking really just a punch out him, man, to really display his full skill that he has. Good body shot. Thinking some sweat hit me right now from the side.
It's the pitfalls of sitting ringside. Also, it's the collateral you pay for a great view, right?
Right. Nothing some face wash can fix.
That's right. A good trip to the dry cleaners. Right hand cleaning the clock of Antonio Dunton-El Jr. One of the cleanest punches of the fight for Zaquin Moses.
He felt that one. Dunton's giggling a little bit.
Final 10 seconds of the fight. Yeah, Dunton-El Jr. smiling. Zaquin Moses not so much. But he feels like he did the job through those 6 rounds.
Yeah, man, clear victory from Zaquin. Definitely, obviously, the superior fighter. Just certain little adjustments he has to make in the camp. You know, mainly just punch output. Other than that, man, I think and a little bit more defensively responsible. Other than that, man, I think he's doing a great job.
These are the experiences you want. He's 20 years old.
Yeah, of course,
5
man.
fights in, yeah.
And I think what a lot of people forget is, you know, especially coming up as a young prospect, you're allowed to make mistakes so you could go work on them. He's not supposed to be perfect right away. You know, he's allowed to make mistakes. And obviously mistakes, man, is what sets you forward so you're able to improve, right? So you have no gaps in your game in the future.
Zaquin checking for blood himself. And you can imagine, again, 5 fights, first 11 months as a pro. He'll be right back in it early part of 2026. As we see some of the action from that 6th and final round. Moses seemingly about to improve to 5-0.
Yes.
I had to pause real quick because Antonio Dunton-El's corner is apologizing for being so loud right next to us. They're not doing anything wrong.
No, of course. I thought he was apologizing for being a money shot. Yeah. I was like, I'll be mad too. No.
I love sitting this close to a corner. You get to hear everything. So we are ready to go make this official. Let's go inside the ring with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges scored this bout identically, 60-54. For your winner by unanimous decision, he's still undefeated, Zaquin Zaba Moses.
So it looks like they gave him that second round, too.
That was the only question left to be answered. It's a clean sweep for Moses across the scorecards. The second round, in the eyes of the judges, all of them went to Zaquin Moses as he gets his hand raised, improves to 5-0 with a 60-54 decision across all 3 scorecards by the judges. So a unanimous decision victory back in Philly for Zaquin Moses. We're going to hear from Charlie right now in the middle of the ring with Zaba.
Zaquin, congratulations, victorious again here. A really tough and good opponent there as you get the rounds in. Just your initial reaction.
I feel good, man. This dude was a little weird. He came out a little strong, but it is what it is, a learning experience.
You're at the early stage of your career. At this point, it's about getting the rounds, being out on the biggest cards. Obviously, a huge card tonight here in Philadelphia. It's learning in boxing as well, right?
I mean, for sure. For sure, I mean, it feels good to be back in Philly. It's my second time in Philly. I made my pro debut last year. And it's amazing to be on this big stage. It's amazing that I had this opportunity. And I can't do nothing but thank God, because without him, nothing to be possible.
We know just how talented you are. Is it a matter of just activity now? Just keep yourself busy, keep yourself in the ring, having those fights that are testing you so you can learn, and then we'll see the best out of Zaquin Moses.
I mean, for sure, I want to keep learning. I want to stay in the ring. I mean, in a couple years, I know I'm going to be fighting for world titles. I'm going to be fighting top guys. And I just want to keep improving. I want to keep progressing, and I can't wait for the future.
Promoter Eddie Hearn will bring you in another great performance and another really good opponent to give him the rounds here in Philly.
Perfect opponents. He's just 20 years old, Zaquin, and that's 5 fights in 11 months. That's what we do. We keep these prospects nice and busy, and that's the plan. Start moving soon towards 8 rounds. Did it in a canter tonight over 6. Perfect learning experience. We've got 2-3 years of building this young man to the World Championships. He's got a great team of people around him. He's got a great head on his shoulders as well at such a young age. Dedicated to the craft, great work ethic, all the talent, just got to walk the path. And that's what we're going to do. We give him all the opportunities to do so. More opponents like that, tough opponent. You know, over here in America, there's a deeper pool of talent. You don't really see young prospects fighting guys at that level at 20 years of age after just 4 fights. Great matchmaking, great performance, great future.
Zaquin, congratulations.
Zaquin Moses improving to 5-0, and he used the same adjective that we did, Tito, to describe his opponent. He called him weird, and I thought Eddie Hearn nailed it perfectly as well, talking about taking the right path, setting him up for that World Championship profile. I think you went through that in the earlier parts of your career. Now you are in title contention, and Zaquin Moses gets his hand raised. So before the bell, all wrapped up. This is what's coming up with the main broadcast starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Dennis Thompson, Sean Diaz, a pair of undefeated 20-year-olds. Tamir Smalls, Jose Roman, terrific fight in a welterweight division. And then 2 big European-style heavyweights with a whole lot of power. Alexis Barriere and Guido Vianello, all leading into the main event. Jaron Ennis going up against Uisma Lima. Tito, your final thoughts on this main card as we get closer to the main broadcast beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Man, I think the whole card is just going to be fireworks, man. You know, from top to bottom, you really can't go wrong. Everybody that's, not watching, get on the zone now. And, man, it's just going to be a great night of boxing, man, for Philly.
Glad to have you back here on Before the Bell. Terrific job. I know we're going to be seeing you soon before the end of the year is out, so good luck to you. And, again, thanks for stopping by here.
No, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
That's going to do it here for our Before the Bell broadcast. We saw the hands raised of Zaquin Moses, Giorgio Visioli in his first trip to the U.S., as well as Harley Mederos and Naheem Parker. Up next, the main broadcast on the zone, starting up at the top of the hour, all leading in to the big main event here in Philadelphia.